Well, I got another free weekend, which means I'm going camping. It's a mix of rain and snow. It's about 34 degrees outside, and it's wet and cold. But I said we were going camping. Time to get going. The goal today is to make our way to this little lake that's somewhere in the midpoint of this trail. And somewhere on the lake, there's a wooden hut for which I can camp in. So the goal is to get to that hut and set up shop. The problem that I'm facing now is I'm wearing entirely too many layers. Mainly because I couldn't fit them in my bag. So I am sweating a lot and I'm sealing it all in. So when I get to camp, I'm gonna have to strip down a lot, dry everything out so I don't get cold. Ugh. I just passed a sign that basically told me the shelter is right down this way. And not a moment too soon, I am pooped and sweaty. And the tree line looks like it's starting to thin out, so I think we're gonna get close to the lake. And my left ear just popped. Oh, come on. Well, we made it to one of the lakes. Now we just gotta find the shelter. Oh my goodness. Oh. It's about time. Oh. I gotta strip some layers immediately. Oh yeah, this is all just wet. And this shirt's wet. Oh my God, it's soaking wet. Sorry to the folks who don't want to see me shirtless, but I could wring this thing out. That's disgusting. Let's give it a tour. There's my pack. And my clothes that are trying to dry. Saw, my hatchet. And I have quite a bit of room to walk around over here. The lake's right down there. Oh, that is... Ah, it's snack time. So my feet can dry out. Gotta test the ground. Oh. I guess I better get the tent set up. Alright. Also, I'm sure someone's gonna ask, why did you put the rain fly up when you're inside of a sealed shelter? One, my last camping trip did not go as planned with wind direction. So if for some reason the wind starts to come off the lake in this way into the shelter, it's going to blow right into here, and it's going to get cold, and I don't want that. And secondly, if anyone else comes along, it's just a little privacy. I mean, this is definitely big enough to fit 3 other tents in here, so I don't know, maybe I'm not the only guy with this idea. Hopefully I am. Oh yeah. Found some wood. It's not a lot, but it'll get me started, hopefully. And it's also not super dry either, but it's as good as I found so far. The mission for firewood is not going well. Plenty of birch bark to start the fire, but almost any and all wood that is cuttable and down and dead is absolutely soaked. So I don't know how successful we're going to be. I don't need it to last very long. I just want a hot fire going for a solid hour, 2 hours if I can, just to dry some stuff out. But I don't know how much I'm going to be able to dry out because it just keeps rain snowing. The temperature's been anywhere from 30 to 40 degrees, so it's not really light and fluffy, it's wet and heavy. Since the pursuit of firewood isn't exactly going as planned, I figure might as well take a walk around the lake and, I don't know, check things out. I have plenty of daylight left here, so might as well do some sightseeing. Well, the rain stopped. It's been raining and sleet, snowing ever since I got here, but it finally stopped, and it's given me the opportunity to come out here and take a look at the lake without getting soaked. I came in from down that way, and the lake is thawed out just a little bit over there where it starts to run into a river that I've been kind of paralleling the whole time I've been walking up here. And the rest of it is pretty frozen, it looks like. It's hard to see on the camera, but there are tracks out there. And I don't know if they're people tracks or moose tracks or deer tracks or whatever, but something walked wrong. When your ferro rod doesn't want to work and everything's too wet, you'll have to just light it on fire yourself. Well, the fire was a bust. Everything is so soaked. Even the stuff that still has bark on it, that's been off the ground, doesn't matter. Everything's soaked. So the fire is kind of a bust. I've been able to get a little fire going for 15 minutes at a time, and then it just fizzles out, and there's been nothing I can do. I've been stuffing birch bark in there, and the driest twigs I could find. Just won't keep. But my sweatshirt's, I'd say 80% drier than it was, so it kind of worked for that purpose. Because surprisingly, I've serviced by the lake. I don't right here, which is weird because in a straight line, the lake is about 40 feet in front of me. So I got to talk to my wife a little bit. Her plans got canceled for tomorrow morning, which was half the reason I came out here, because I knew she had plans and I would be free. I don't know. I'm cold. I'm wet. Nothing's really drying the way I want it to. The fire won't start. I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I think I'm going to pack up and go hang out with my wife instead. I seem to be having malfunctions all over the place, so I think going home was probably a good idea. I went to go pack up my sleeping bag, and my sleeping pad has a hole in it, and I don't know where. but that's a problem. So I have to figure that out. Nice and evenly. Whoa. As fun as that was, I'd rather go home. It's a great spot. I'll definitely be back, but maybe with less gear and better weather. I'll see you at the car. Post hole. Oh, this was in my way before. Gotta go that way. Now I gotta go around. Whoa! Almost went overboard. There we go. Better. I gotta say, the walkout was way better than the walk in, mainly because it's all downhill, but woo, there's a lot of stuff in my car. Well, I'm back at the car, and not a moment too soon. It's 5:45. Right around when I would have started making dinner. The GoPro is just out of commission right now. It's just not recording things. It's recording them for 20 seconds and then shutting off, so I gotta deal with that. You know, my air mattress got a puncture in it somehow and deflated, which I wouldn't have found if I hadn't started packing up when I did. I would have found probably around 7 or 8 o'clock when I went to go to sleep. You know, I sweat through all my clothes on the hike in, and as cold and wet as it is outside, you know, they're not going to dry on their own, and they're not going to dry with just my body heat. So I would have really needed a fire, a nice fire, to kind of dry everything out before I went to bed, and that just wasn't happening. It's been raining and snowing here for the past couple days, and even for most of today, and every bit of wood I can get my hands on, whether I'm cutting it down or finding it, is just soaked. So there's just nothing I can do at the moment. So without being able to dry my clothes, no functioning air mattress, the GoPro's not working, and I just miss my wife and I want to go home and hang out with her instead. It all kind of added up to me just getting out of here. But it's a great place. I'll definitely be back, hopefully with some lighter gear and some better weather. But so sorry it wasn't that cool or adventurous or interesting, but this is the reality sometimes. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you next time.